Oh shoot, I'm kind of ready. I'm pretty much ready. Almost there. Okay, we're ready. Hey everyone. Midwest F1 League is back for another chapter. Another paragraph, I guess. Is each season a chapter or is each race a chapter? If each race was a chapter, then I guess the book would be 16 chapters long, so because is the season itself is a book. So the race is a chapter. So another chapter is to be written here tonight for the Midwest F1 League. We've got that all under swords, but hello everyone, I'm Crash McQueen, and as you can see on your screen, we are going live in Italy, Monza to be exact, because I guess there's 2 Italian tracks now, so need to be sure. But yes, thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you're enjoying your Thursday, and hopefully we can make it a little bit better as per usual. But yeah, if you tuned in on Tuesday, you saw that there was a new and exciting format done up. So we will discuss a little bit about that before we start up the race. We're just waiting for the lobby to get going here. Mother Ellie in the chat, you love to see it. How you doing? And but first we'll bring up our wait. Oh, okay. I didn't change the week or the where it was, but that is the results of last week's race in Japan. Sorry, it was not Abu Dhabi. Mystic Joker did win again for back-to-back wins, starting off the year hot as per usual. Scavney came a very, very close second. Mystic got it on the last little inch around the final turn there. Scavney felt really hard done by, but Mystic got him on the final little bit. Very close racing, very well done by both drivers there. Hash rounded out the podium. Elma Jacko with a hard-fought 4th place. Murfincelli with some solid team points for Ferrari as per usual, and the Haas is finishing 6th and 7th, and that does bodes very well for them. DNFs went to Matt Rosie, Scuba Steve, and Dace TG. So those guys got to keep their noses clean tonight. We have a full 20 driver grid in the Division 1 lineup. In there you can see it. Everyone except for Monkey Mafia in the Williams. I need to get that changed. It's actually Yolmir now. So I'll get that checked out. Okay. But anywho, back over to the Constructor Championship. So we'll see what these guys are doing here. Alfa Romeo leading the way with Ferrari as close of a second as you can. The 1-2 in the Constructors' Championship are back at it again. Alfa Romeo just edging out Ferrari, similar to what they did last season. Mercedes is up there. McLaren has dropped from 1st to 5th, but it's still very early. Alpine gets their first team points of the year and now sit 10th, just behind Red Bull and AlphaTauri. So, and as well as Williams, just barely ahead of AlphaTauri. So, still a lot to be played for. McLaren and Haas are actually tied for 5th and 6th. I should have said that, but anyhow. And here's our schedule coming up with our podium drivers for last week and the weeks prior. Juju in the chat, good to see you, good to see you. Monza coming up today, Baku, my favorite track, next week, and Circuit Paul Ricard, which is France, in 2 weeks' time, to round out January. So we got a fun January here: Suzuka, Monza, Baku, and Paul Ricard. So let's get this one going. We are nearly ready here, and while we wait, we will check what the Drivers' Championship currently holds right now, and that is Mystic Joker leading the way with 200 points. Scavney second after getting a 2nd place last week. Hash in 3rd, showing off consistency, paying off once again. Whatever. Anywho, Impossible Bacon 4th, Smith Pell 5th. Ryan Rods, or as known last season as V-Shoes Queen, in 6th. Murfincelli, JC Blackley, Elma Jacko, and Junior Twin round out the top 10. Early on in the relegation zone, we see Yolmir, Scuba Steve, and Dace. Still plenty of go to course. Still plenty to go, of course, but it has to be said, okay? So, but yes. And you may have been asking as well, Crash, you brought up Tuesday team racing, but you didn't say anything from that point on. Well, because I'm getting to it, okay? So here we go. Tuesday team racing. Last week we saw on the bottom left side of your screen, in order of races, My Tires Are Dead won 2-1 over Mark's Funky Bunch. Both teams getting a point, but My Tires Are Dead getting the extra one. Crash's Asses lost 3 to Buzz to Ratio Racing, but Ratio Racing did take a 3-point penalty for a unapproved driver pickup, and has actually found themselves with a win, but with 0 points after week 1. Super Bastards getting the 2-1 win over Team Killington. And on the top left of your stream, you can see the league standings. The Super Bastards and My Tires Are Dead currently tied with 1 win and 2 points each. Mark's Funky Bunch and Team Killington in net 3rd place with 1 loss, but 1 point from the loss. And Ratio Racing and Crash's Asses both tied with 0 points. And then you can see the league leaders, that with podiums, wins, fastest laps, and points earned. So points earned means that you can earn points many different ways. Podiums, if 2 of your teammates or 2 drivers on the same team podium, that's a win, or that's a point. Christ, okay, settle it down here, Crash. 2 drivers on the podium in one team is 1 point. A win for said team is 1 point. A fastest lap for a team is 1 point. And you can't win and get fastest lap. So you can win and be on the podium for an extra point, so that's 2 points that you earned. You can be on the podium and get fastest lap, that's 2 points that you earned. So these drivers earned 2 points for their teams separate ways. But yes, upcoming schedule for next week, we see the Super Bastards at My Tires Are Dead, Mark's Funky Bunch versus Crash's Asses, and Ratio Racing will go up against Team Killington. So very excited to look forward to that on Tuesday, so be sure to tune in. But right now, we're on Thursday. So with that being said, I'll get rid of that, no need for that today. Here we go. We are at Monza, everyone. And what a gorgeous day it is. No rain for now. Am I foreshadowing? I don't know, because I don't know the weather. I don't get to see the weather, unfortunately. I do get to see it outside my window from time to time, but that's if I want to look, and if my eyes can handle it, turning away from my computer screen. So usually it's best in the dark, but even sometimes those street lights, they can really hurt me. No, I'm just playing. I do enjoy the outdoors. I tend to work outside quite a bit, so it goes from snow to rain to sleet to hail to sun, all in a couple hours, sometimes in Vancouver. I kid you not, it is unbelievable, some of the stuff. Bro, have you pimped out our website here yet? Dude, that's a good freaking point. So Midwest F1 League has a freaking website. Let me... Okay. I need to... MidwestF1.com. So I'll add a command for that. But a quick way and journey over there is to click on that link. And you will surely get rickrolled. No, I'm just kidding. No. Click that link and go check it out. It is so very, very cool. Unbelievable what we've accomplished, and our website is just next level stuff. So go check it out, get some views and whatnot, and see what we got to offer in this league. But we're about to get some times over the board here. I think Jacko was the first, unless that's Mystic Joker rounding the final turn, or Ryan Rods rounding the final turn. No, it isn't. So it's going to be Elma Jacko first over the line with a time. Now this has had a name change as of late, and Jacko last time we were here knew it, but I didn't. So I'm still going to call it Parabolica, but he finishes it up. And Jacko, the knower of the name change, comes over the line, first place. Scuba Steve quickly to snatch it away. Looks like Detail's going to start a hot lap, and then that's a Mercedes of Scavney, I presume. Dace is already into the wall, and he is out of this session. Ryan Rods takes fastest lap, but Ascari has already taken one driver, and Dace is done. And we'll get on board with Matt Rosie and see if we can see the carnage of Dace. And oh, they removed the car right as we were able to get a look. But yes, that's quite early. He didn't even get onto his hot lap. Yolmir setting a purple sector 1. Mystic Joker over the line, taking pole just barely away from Ryan Rods. Sui to follow. He's coming around Parabolica and takes a fairly clean line and goes over 7th as it stands right now. And that's a driver off at Parabolica. That's actually Jinnit to win it. That is not what you want to see. But you can see him on the left side of your screen there. Helg extending the track limits as much as possible, nearly getting a piece of Jin. Jin's probably going to come into the pit. And Helg was actually on an outlap, silly old me. And Jin does come over with a 136. Obviously not the time that he was hoping for. Yolmir initially had a purple sector 1, but goes invalid from somewhere on track. I didn't actually catch where he went invalid. Here we go, we got the two Haas's. And I think they mistimed their toe. But one Ferrari starts this hot lap, another Ferrari comes over to finish his. Murfincelli will go 8th, not the position that he was hoping for. And Cake Thomas to start his hot lap. We'll ride this one out. Actually, no, we won't, because we got Matt Rosie just finishing up his, and then he's going to tow his teammate down. So Matt going 6th. And tows his teammate as far down the track as he can. Pulls off to the side, allows clean air for the brake. And Smith Pell does a good job on his brake and exit. We go Helg to come over the line for his first time lap. Yellow flags up ahead. Helg going 2nd, 7th, blah, 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 blah. And Jin is not. He's going to go around once more. His time was a little off. Must have made a mistake somewhere and then just try to save the ERS for one more lap. Hash to come around. And then Cake Thomas. I'd like to have ridden someone's car all the way through, but times just keep coming fast and furious. So Smith Pell got another tow there. Cake going 10th. So many drivers of the 121s. Now what can Smith Pell do with these two tows? He's going to go 4th. Major help. I think Super Ninas gave him a tow? Someone. Matt Rosie gave him a tow. And then Ninas. So Matt actually stays out once more. I think he's going to try and get a tow from his teammate as well. Okay, Jin's way down on his time now. Where will he end up? He goes 2nd with 3 lap old tires, just barely misses out on Mystic's time. 1/100th of a second is the difference. And we'll ride on board with Super Ninas. So 11 turns makes up Monza. We're coming into the first one, which can be a very difficult one, but Super does a good job. And a clean exit through turn 2 and into Curva Grande. Trying to pick up speed while taking a clean racing line, and he looks like he's doing a pretty dang good job of that. We're going to enter the second chicane of the lap. it can go wrong for a lot of drivers there, and looks like Super Ninas definitely lost a little bit of time, a tenth or two at least, and just finishing up turn 7. He's going to come down underneath the bridge into Ascari. And not taking too aggressive lines, and goes just off and doesn't get called invalid. I think Jin's out of fuel just behind him there. Might impede some drivers. And he swings around Parabolica here once again for getting the new name. And Super Ninas finishing up the final turn to come over the line, and he will go 14th place, another driver into the 121s. No driver has yet cracked the 119s, and Detail is the only driver to not be at least in the 121s. Still has quite a bit of time to try and break that. And Will Ants gives a little bit of a tow to Impossible Bacon. And Impossible Bacon now entering and exiting Parabolica. Where can Bacon go? Keeps it tight along the wall and over the line in to 16th place. And that is not the time Bacon was hoping for. Yolmir to start his first lap. JC Blackley still yet to exit the pits, as the AlphaTauris are sitting 19th and 20th. Oh, Mr. Joker. Through Delesmo, 1 and 2. Doing a good job of extending that limit, not getting too much or any of the gravel really. Keeping good pace. He'll enter Ascari, going purple through sector 2. So it's looking like he's going to improve on his time here. And the run down to Parabolica, he sees a Ferrari up ahead. That is Hash, and he's about to start his hot lap. But can Jin go into the 119, or sorry, can Mystic go into the 119s? Can anyone compete in the 119s? And no. Mystic just misses out on the 119s, is able to improve on his lap, as does Impossible Bacon there jumping up. Ryan Rods going into second. Yolmir in his first lap going to 4th, throwing out an absolute banger. Smith Pell. I think Smith just started a hot lap there. Now we got a Red Bull, a Cake. I think that's an Alpine. Or sorry, it's a Williams of El Majaco. Sui's gonna come into the pit. He was initially down on his time, but pulls out. Murfincelli is well down on his time. I think that's Cake Thomas spun out around turn 2. It was, but he's back on track. Murfincelli looking to improve. Hasn't shaved too much time off and goes 15th place. Detail now lining up another lap. Hash coming over in a 6th place, improving on his time. Mr. Joker will come into the pit. We got quite the queue of cars there. Smith Pell having to avoid some traffic. Does a good job. Those drivers just get out of the way into Parabolica, at least from what I caught. And Smith barely improves on his time, but still does improve. Jacko improves and he goes 9th now. Scavney starting his hot lap. Cake came around once more and he's actually into the pit. We'll have time to pit and then come back out for one more attempt. And Jin going very tight, and he's just going to send it into the pit. What do we got here? Who's on a hot lap? Who's on a hot lap? Scavney? I believe no, Scavney's invalid. Scuba Steve's into the pit, and I think everyone's just kind of... Oh, you can pretty much ride Super Ninas' lap all the way through. Ooh, a nice little view, and get into cinematic mode. Scuba Steve retiring. Taking a very extended line there through Ascari. Rode the absolute limits. Gets a little bit of a tow from his teammate there. Not the craziest amount. And Ninas improves only into 17th place. We have a lot more cars out on track now. One being Will Ans, looking to go into the top 10. Right now he's on pace as well to get to the 120s. Scavney's actually just ahead, and Impossible Bacon is getting a tow from him. Scavney in 6th. Allows Bacon through. Ryan Rod starts another hot lap. We'll see if he can take down Mystic's time. Scavney's pulled right off the side of the track. Hash to start a hot lap. Cake to start a hot lap. Oh, Scavney loses it in a really peculiar area. Sui cannot improve. Jin starting his hot lap. Matt Rosie starting one. Helg. Everyone's starting a hot lap here. Super Ninas is out of fuel, so that is the end for his qualifying. Yolmir starting his. I believe that's Mystic Joker. Who's behind him? Jacko. So Jacko's going to look for a tow for Mystic here. Will Ans is up on his time. He's got his teammate Bacon over. So Will Ans goes 4th. Bacon can't quite improve, but he might actually be going again. Ryan Rods. He's going to go once more. Smith Pell to start his final lap, and it's just all kicking off here. Murph and Sally to come over with his final time. We're running out of time. Speaking of, Murph goes 12th. Cake goes 7th. Cake finally with a good start. Jin can't improve, but he's going to try and go again. He just has enough time. Matt Rosie can only muster up 10th, but he will be able to go around again. Helg is it. That is... Yeah, we're out of time here, sorry. And let me see, we got Jacko. No, Jacko's actually spun. Yolmir goes 3rd. Huge time from Yolmir. Sui to follow Mystic. Mystic does end up going to the 119s. Sui goes into the pit. Jacko spun, so that is it for him. No, Ryan Rods can't get it done. Looking like pole will go to Mystic here. JC Blackley to come out for his first time on mediums. .123. Oh, Jin is invalid. I think that is it. Willan's out of fuel. Cake out of fuel. Matt Rosie goes 8th to finish it. And yeah, that is it for qualifying here. Everyone else is out of fuel and needs to come into the pit. So Mystic Joker is able to get pole by nearly 5/10. At Monza, that is quite the margin. 4/10 to be at least. Ryan Rods couldn't quite find any more time. And Yolmir putting in a crazy lap, going 3rd, just barely in front of Jin by 1/100th of a second. And then 2.5 hundredths of a second, Wills just misses out on the second row. He'll be alongside Scuba Steve with his teammate just behind on the next row to follow. Cake Thomas will be with Matt Rosie, and similar to the Red Bulls, Matt Rosie's teammate will be behind on the next row alongside Scavney, our second place driver of last race. So that will be our top 10. We're just waiting for Will to come into the pit, and we'll go through all of the qualifying order. But yes, thank you everyone for tuning in here this evening. I appreciate it. Hoping you're having a good Thursday, and hopefully we can make it a little bit better. If you don't follow Midwest on Instagram or Twitter, by all means go shoot us a follow. Very much appreciated. We have people that work hard to keep those social media platforms going, and so if you could, we hope that you would as well, to go check out the league website. It has been worked on extensively to be put up and running, so show it some support as well. MidwestF1.com is the location. But there you go. Mystic Joker, Ryan Rods, Yolmir, Jin, Wheeland, Scuba, Cake, Matt Rosie, Smith, Scavney into the back half. We have Hash, Jacko, Murfincelli, Helg, Impossible Bacon, Detail, Super Ninaz, Sui, JC Blackley, and Dace with the DNF. All right. And if you are curious on where we are next week, well, if you have been around for a little while, you will know that Crash McQueen loves himself some Baku, but this just in, on your screens, you can see it is raining. I did not know that. That changes things completely. So, we'll see. Who's got the rain set up? How long will the rain last? And what is to come? Because this really changes things. So, Monza initially right now is a speedster's track, but when it hits the rain, it can turn very technical, especially with Ascari and a couple of other turns there as well. Delesmos, you can really lose it there. You can lose it on curve, like just all the corners turn deadly. Well, I mean, like, you know what happens with other tracks, but just that turn 8, 9, and 10 right there, that turns into a nasty group of turns. Of course, as everyone knows, is known as Ascari. But when it hits the rain, things just get so much more dicey, and especially with that turn. So I'm looking forward to what these guys can do to combat how difficult this will be. I'm interested to see who opted for a qualifying setup over a race setup. But I mean, I'd imagine people are going to be going for a race setup, so which would be the rain. And how long does the rain last? I don't know. It's these are all great questions. But yes, like I said, I actually foreshadowed it too. Okay, so it's saying that it's going to be wet the whole time. I foreshadowed it as well. Okay, I said that we have a dry qualifying And I even said that I foreshadowed it. I didn't even know that I was foreshadowing it. Okay. But anywho, as I said earlier, next week we have Baku. So um, if you are a fan of Midwest F1 League, or a fan if you have any boyfriends or whatnot in the race, then hey, come hang out with me next week and we can watch all the lads race at Baku. Baku can get a little bit swifty for a lot of drivers, so some love it, some hate it, and I'm one of those that love it as a viewing standpoint and for a racing standpoint. So very much looking forward to that one. I feel like Pork puts it into the schedule every season just for me. And if he does, I do appreciate that because I really enjoy casting that track. There's always something going on anywhere on track, especially with that long straight. It just makes it entertaining. Makes it entertaining. So hopefully, well, I mean, if you have something to do, I'm not going to say hopefully you don't have anything to do. But if you don't have anything to do, you know where I'll be. You know where we'll be. We'll be hanging out. We'll be kicking it. Midwest F1 League rips it every Thursday. Then, like, you know, the holidays and whatnot, Thanksgiving. Okay, we let people go on those days, but other than that, we're here all the time. Other than our mid-season breaks, but other than that, which is a national holiday, by the way, at least it should be. Our mid-season breaks should be national holidays, but we'll be here. But here we go. We're back into the track. Monza is about to come underway here. We got 27 laps to go. Very quick track, but with the rain, not going to be a quick track. So just let's get to it. What are we waiting for? Come on. All right, here we go. Lobby is good to go. Right now we're looking at Yulmir, but we'll take a peek at Mystic and at Ryan Rods. Ryan Rods has the inside line to turn one. Can he Ricardo Mystic here? Looks like Mystic gets a decent run. Is Ryan Rods going to send it? We're on board with him, and Mystic just has the car ahead enough. Jin is just past Yulmir. How deep is Jin going to go? Yulmir sends it around the outside. Everyone's keeping it clean, but there is going to be a little bit of bumper cars through that turn. Hash loses a couple positions. We see Impossible Bacon going right over, and Hash spins out into Impossible Bacon. Yulmir now down to 4th. Jin down to 5th. Scuba Steve all the way up into 3rd. Scuba's got a podium position as it stands right now. Will Ans is trying to hold off Matt Rosie. Scuba just edges out Yulmir. And that's some solid racing from both drivers. Cake Thomas going over the curbs, and he's going to drop down into 12th now. Very difficult race start. Jacko is right now in 9th, but he's tucked in behind these two McLarens. And Matt Rosie, I think Matt's got some damage here. Matt is taking an inside line and can't get a good runs, and he is slowly dropping down the pack all the way to 12th. But GSR Ryan Rods is staying close enough to Mystic Joker here. We'll see if Mystic Joker can shake him, put in a far quicker qualifying lap, but did he know that it was going to rain? Does Ryan Rods have a better rain setup? And Elma Jacko here looks like he's got quite the rain setup as he's looking to move up a couple positions. Now into 7th place, but he's got to go around the outside here through Parabolica, and it might be a very difficult task here in the wets. Just trying to hold in a little bit of contact, and that forces Jacko off and wide. Comes back on in 7th. Smith Pell loses a position to Murphinselli. Murphinselli on an absolute tear. What do we want? We want position changes here, folks. There we go. And yeah, Murphinselli and Elma Jacko has fought each other tooth and nail. And now Murph goes a little bit deep through turn 1, and Jacko jumps over. I won't call that a Verstappen, but he was trying to make that turn. And now Smith Pell losing a couple more positions down into 11th place after picking up a couple to start. He has dropped down quite a few. Super Ninas up 7 positions off the race start. That's absolutely huge. Matt Rosie is into the pit. Hash trying to get past JC Blackley. He is going to get him. JC is going to get pushed back into 18th place, picking up a solo spot, mainly due to Matt Rosie pitting Sui, and as well dropping a solo spot. So not the start for the second Alfa Romeo. Oh, and major kick, and Scavney saved that. I don't know how, but now he's going to be pinched, and now he's got a driver on the inside and the outside, and 3 do not go into Ascari, but 2 may just. Cake Thomas sends it deep into the first turn of Ascari and gets it done. Smith Pell back into 11th place, and he's going to try and get a good run, and a lot of hard racing so far here. Mystic Joker hasn't quite yet shook Ryan Rods. goes fastest. Ryan Rons is still within 6/10. Oh, and Smith Pell getting a really good run out of Parabolica here. Cake is going a little bit deep and wide. Now we got a straight drag race into turn 1. And looks like Cake Thomas has got the straight line speed here. He's able to pull off and back into the slipstream goes Smith Pell and pulls out wide to avoid the dirty air. And Cake Thomas overcooks that. And now Smith Pell is going to look to switch him back. It was actually Scavney who comes underneath Smith Pell but can't quite get the run out. And this mid-pack is absolutely deadly right now. Fighting tooth and nail for every position. Speaking of, it looks like Hash is kind of caught back up with this pack. And may feel like he could be getting slowed up, but the only reason he's really getting slowed up is because of these drivers that are fighting each other. And with that happening, Super Ninas is just able to work his way up the field. Dace gets overtaken by Helg, and looks like Dace might get overtaken by Impossible Bacon here. But Dace should be fine. He's got the inside line to his car. He comes back over to the racing line and is able to take a cleaner line through what can be the toughest turn in Italy. Mystic once again setting another fastest lap. Ryan Rods has slowly fallen back now. And he needed to get him early and doesn't have the aid of DRS. And is now sitting 1.6 seconds back. Scuba Steve has worked his way into third after a very good race start. Jin is trying to close the gap to Yolmir, but Yolmir's putting in some really good lap times here. And he's staying with Scuba Steve. Now Yolmir is known to throw in a podium from time to time. He can just put it all together for a race or two and will just podium to some surprise. But it's not a surprise anymore when we know that he can do it. So at times it's somewhat expected, but when you expect it, it doesn't happen. So I'm not going to expect Yolmir on the podium, and we'll see what happens. But he's putting in a good race right now, so we'll let things ride. Detail losing a couple of positions. I'm not sure where he lost that time, but it must have been out of the chicane of 4 and 5. And now he's back down into 15th place. And we've seen that a couple times. The driver loses it just ever so slightly, and by doing so, with drivers so very close in the rain and things haven't quite opened up with it being so early, bang, 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 you're down 4 positions just like that. But hey, you know what? It can happen to someone else, so keep your head down, focus up, and maybe something will come your way as well. It's a long race. We are about to get onto lap 5. Mr. Joker will start us there, and we still have 24 laps to go, so still plenty of racing to 23 laps to go. 23 laps, including this one. So, yes. Yeah, but, anywho, how's everyone doing? How was everyone Thursday? Anyone want to say hi to the chat? Anyone want to discuss anything that's going on in the F1 world or whatnot? Any predictions this evening on what is to take place? Matt Rosie going fastest, and Smith Pell trying to go around the outside on Cake. Very tough move. Super Ninas gets through Murphy, but these two are battling it out, and Cake is not giving in. A little bit of contact between the two drivers, but Smith sends it deeper on the outside and gets it. And now Scavney is looking to try and get Cake, and Cake is not going to give up that position. A little bit of contact, and the two Mercedes makes, oh no, and there's a flick spin by Scavney, and the two Mercedes really in a tough spot there, and they're going to go back down to 18th and 19th place. Wow, that is really, really rough. I didn't get quite an angle on that, so I'm not sure exactly what happened, but what I can tell you for sure is that there was contact and there's cars spinning out, and both of them happen to be a Merc. So that weeds down that mid to late pack a little bit. Let's bring this up. Oopsie. Super Ninas going from 17th right now to 8th. Picking up 9 positions off of race start. Hash picking up the first penalty of the evening. Now, of course, tire change is not mandatory at a on an intermediate or wet weather race. I feel awkward saying wet weather. It's just, I mean, this kind of feels like it should be a tongue twister, but it's not, to be honest. But it still feels weird saying it. Scuba Steve just able to break outside a second to Yolmir now, so Yolmir losing the slipstream. And Jin seems to have caught a little bit of Yolmir's there as he closes the gap. Takes a far tighter line through Parabolica than does Yolmir. About equal results. We've got detail on Impossible Bacon. And Mother Ellie lights up the chat as per usual in support of the Alfa Romeo bros. Detail can't get the pass on Impossible Bacon. Impossible still holding on to 13th place. A couple of the closest battles on track. It's opened up to a majority of a second and change in time between drivers. We do have this little bit of battle for 7th place. But the rain kind of depends on a mistake for an overtake or just clear pace advantage. But okay, this is a little interesting. Ryan Rogers closed that gap to Mystic Joker back within a second. At one point it looked like it was around 1.7. Now he's brought it down to 9/10. And is Mystic harvesting some energy? Just a little bit, but I mean he doesn't have too much of an energy advantage on Ryan Rod's. Ryan Rod's tires may be kind of lighting up here. Have to keep an eye on that gap. Murphy is closing the gap to Super Ninas. Super is getting helped out a little bit, just a little bit, by the slipstream to Jacko. Detail's not quite close enough to get an overtake going into Parabolica, but now with a really good run out of Parabolica, he's going to have Impossible Bacon somewhat at his mercy. Got the inside line, and he's going to make it really hard on Impossible Bacon, but Impossible is going to break deep. Detail is actually going to break super early, and Impossible is just able to take a clean line through. Didn't look like Detail wanted to battle him too hard for that one. Just kind of maybe conceded the fact that he wasn't as alongside him as he was hoping. I'm not sure if that was Super Ninas is doing or what, but Detail once again right on the back of Impossible Bacon. And entering Parabolica, Detail is just so very close to Impossible Bacon, and is he just going to fully commit to a move this time? Possible's not even going to use ERS to try and defend it. Allows Detail through. Not much of a contest. And now we'll see what Detail, if he can break away from Impossible and close that gap to Dace up ahead. Dace did start 20th with going without a qualifying time, crashing on a Scari on his first go, so he didn't really get any warm-up into this track, or at least through qualifying. And Detail, missing his braking point into turn 4, is going to lose him the position. And Impossible Bacon going a little bit deep. These guys are just hurting themselves. They're not even really battling. They're just, whoever has the lead is just taking poor lines. And Dace has just worked up the road. So Ryan Rods did have it within a second, but Jin has opened it up once again. Back to 2. We have a yellow flag at the back of the pack, and that's Matt Rosie. Crashed around the second Delesmo, and a virtual safety car comes out. An early VSC. And Will Ans is going to dive into the pit. As will Jacko and Ninaz, Murph, Smith. Cake stays out. He'll just take all those positions and free track up ahead. It's I'm not sure exactly what is the best strategy, but a lot of drivers coming in and then a lot of drivers just staying out. So this is good for the Mercedes drivers. That brings them back into the pack. Cake moves up and now has a massive gap ahead, so he's got no real pressure, and a drive-through penalty to Dace. Sui, and Murph. Ouch. That hurts. So drive-throughs to 3 drivers. 3 drivers getting hit by that. But I mean, we can look at the tire compounds, but nothing really spectacular going on there. Fastest lap right now, sitting with the guy that's not in the race anymore, Matt Rosie. So I don't believe he's eligible for those points. So with that VSC, that really closes things back up. These Mercedes are really helped out here. Murphy has to pit, or he has to go through the drive-through, and it's probably better for him to do it now because he's being held up by these 2 Mercedes drivers. So it looks like he's going to take the drive-through. And what just happened there? Okay, so Murph is without a wing. He's going to pit, I imagine. Yeah, so he's going to fully pit. Sui serving his drive-through penalty. Day serving his drive-through penalty. Murph's day has just got a whole heck of a lot harder as he's got to pit, go around the track, and serve a drive-through penalty within 2 laps. Wow, that's really tough. It's really tough. Jin right now in 5th place, putting in some decent points for this Aston Martin team. Can't quite close that gap to Yolmir and Scuba Steve. They're throwing in some pretty good lap times. Scuba hasn't been able to shake Yolmir. Sounded like Yol was locking up there. And Yol's actually going to go through on Scuba. Did Scuba make a mistake? It still may be a good time to pit to split this race in half. Hash holds off Will. Will is the highest driver to have pitted right now in 8th, but a lot of the drivers up ahead of him are separated by a pit stop to Will. Oh no, what's going on with Scuba Steve? Scuba's losing some major time. Did he make contact with something? Yes, he does have front. Yeah, left end plate damage. Mr. Joker's gonna come into the pit for his first stop. And Scuba will come into the pit also and miss the pit entry. And somehow does not DNF. Oh my goodness gracious, that was crazy. Scuba was on for such a good race. That is just so hard. He's gonna have to go around and come into the pit. Hash still able to hold off Will. Will right onto the back of Hash. Once again, Will getting so very close to Hash, but he can't overtake him. And now they're gonna have a wounded animal of Scuba Steve just ahead of him. So that vaulted Jin up a position. Mystic, like I said, has already pitted. Are we going to see some drivers try and send the rest of this race without pitting, and Jin DNFs in a very peculiar area, and that will bring out a full safety car. And Ryan Rods pits at a very good time. And he's exiting the pit. Will he? Oh, he was going to... Does Mystic get the lead back? Or does he have to give it? I don't know, this is weird. Will Mystic have to give the position back? No, it looked like he was waiting there. So no penalty to Mystic. So this helps Scuba Steve, and oh, he's actually going to retire. Rough go for Scuba Steve there. Was on for such a good result, and a little bit of wing damage really sewered him in the end. So will Yolmir pit? So Yolmir does come to pit, and he will get third place back. Willans and Jacko jump up a couple positions, now sit 4th and 5th, with the losses of Scuba Steve and Jinnit to win it, and Matt Rosie, all 3 quick drivers out of this session now. Pow, pow, you crack a pretty punch. Bow, bow, making it work takes a little longer. Making it work takes a little time. Making it work takes a little longer. Making it work takes a little time. So now we've got 2 AlphaTauris in the back half, 2 Ferraris in the back half, 2 Mercedes in the back half. A Red Bull gone, an Aston Martin gone, and a McLaren gone. We've got detail coming in for the pit. Still quite a few drivers trying to catch the safety car queue. Hash with the only penalties of the session so far. And we are just over halfway through this race. Not just, we are a lap past the halfway point. But this 3rd week of racing in Season 5. Season 5, that sounds crazy to say. Wow. This is the 5th season of Midwest F1 League. We're already halfway through the month of January. Or if you're from the West Coast, it could be known as January. Because sometimes it's weirdly warm when it shouldn't be, because it's winter. Not this January. Because it is freaking cold and rainy and miserable, as per usual. You know what I find hilarious is how much backlash Americans get from Canadians when they call Seattle the Pacific Northwest. Because it's not. It's not the Northwest. Yes. Map of North America. Yeah, so what's Alaska then? The Pacific Northern West? But I digress. Safety car is to come in this lap. Ascari is where we find ourselves on said lap. Everyone has caught the cue. We're going to restart on lap 18. That will give us 10 full laps left of wet weather racing. Intermediates have been the way to go this entire race. We've had a VSC, an SC, and now hopefully we can get through the rest of this final third with more cars on track other than the ones with liveries. But Mr. Joker's going to restart us here. Trying to warm up these tires. There he goes, tries to catch Ryan Rods out and doesn't do the best of jobs, and now he's weaving to try and break the toe that he's giving. Jacker gets a good run on Will Hams and get onto that battle. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to get Impossible Bacon. And Impossible has to go onto the grass to avoid the drivers. And JC Blackley finds himself into a little bit of difficulties. No, sorry, that's Super Ninas. The Super's going to drop all the way back down. Possible Bacon getting a penalty for taking not the short, I guess the shortcut, but properly goes to the shortcut, so that time should get back. Scavney and JC Blackley sends it very deep down. And now he spins and he will go to the back of the pack. The Super Ninas coming through. But still not too far gone for a couple of those drivers. Safety car is in, and we're going to have 9 laps to go after this lap is in the books. A couple of crazy little areas, crazy little situations took place in a couple of areas on track. And we've got a little bit of gaps forming. But the one gap that we're mainly looking at is the gap up front. Well, actually the gap from Ryan Rossi is way off the pace right now. He is holding 3rd place. Mystic goes fastest. Ryan Rod's doing what he can to keep up with him. Mystic really holding a solid lead right now. Now, last week we thought that he was down and out after getting spun out in the middle of the race and finding himself in the last back of the pack, but with a little bit of luck and hard work, things came back to him and he was able to get Scavney in the final turn. Now, completely different story this week. Mystic has led from beginning to end, somewhat uncontested. Ryan Ross has done what he can to keep close with him, but he can only just keep close with him, and that's about it. Oh, Smith Powell actually comes into the pit. So Smith must have sustained a little bit of damage and was forced to pit for a fresh wing. Might be able to get fastest lap. Mystic should set it at a 129.41. Dace is back up in the top 10. He's looking at Scavney's gearbox, but can't quite close the gap quite enough. The breaks very deep in comparison to Scavney. Nearly gets the back of him, but he's closed that gap quite a bit. Still only a couple of penalties to be handed out, only 1 3-second penalty to Hash, and that might come back to really hurt him. With how close this midfield pack is, Mr. Joker saying another fastest lap, 128.991. Possible Bacon right now, such the 10-second time penalty, but that will be taken off right out of the gate. And Detail's looking to come at Dace, a couple of Season 4 Division 2 drivers very close to each other. Dace braking once again, so we're very late into the turn. Nearly collecting the back of Scavney. But Dace, I think, trying to tell Scavney that, hey, let me through a little quicker. Jacko and Will Ans getting into a little bit of a tussle. Jacko can't quite get close enough. Jacko's looking for back-to-back 4th place finishes. And Mystic looking for a hat-trick of wins to start this year. He was 1.5 seconds up, or behind him. Ryan Ross, that's a level I do enjoy that, actually. Let's see, can we get a good angle at Mystic Joker's head? Mother Ellie, you should design Mr. Joker's helmet. Let's see, can we get a camera angle please for his helmet? I guess that works, but that's once again going fastest here. Pumping in quick times. It looks like the track might be drying up a little bit. But Jack was a really good run out of fair ball, but now he's got Will Ans forced to defend really early here. Wheel to wheel down the pit straight. Will has the inside on lock, but what can Jacko do? Forced to back out. Will holds on, and Jacko looks at a switchback and gets back alongside him with a really good run out of turn 2, and we come around Curva Grande, and Jacko has got the position taken. And Dace, unfortunately, going through turn 1, and he's going to come back out in 14th place. So at one point was all the way up into 9th, and I'm not sure if he got a little bit overzealous there, and he's now back into 14th over near his teammate. Hash losing a couple positions really quick. it's just those little tiny mistakes just really hurt you. Look at how tight that pack is, and even those two drivers just behind as well. You are just, it's so very difficult. And there you go, Detail. Detail spun, and now he's picked himself up. And what damage does he have? But off the track goes Ninas, and Ninas is going to overtake his teammate. Detail still holding on. Will Lance loses position to Craig Thomas also. And now Will Lance is in another position, and he's down in 7th. He's got Hash right in his gearbox. Will Lance trying to look at coming back and Scavenger. He doesn't have the pace, and Hash has to back out. Dace is forced to give the position to his teammate JC Blackley. Selly into the pit also. And Hash actually whips it around through turn 2. Now he's back in 11th place. No damage sustained. We're seeing a lot of drivers go off now. Some of the aggression has come out and the mistakes have as well. Sui has worked himself back up into the top 10 finish here. He's gotten Possible Bacon just ahead of Possible, going very deep out of the Ascari. Held also into a quiet 8th place, and he's looking to try and get one position behind his teammate. And it looks like he's got it done through Parabolica into 7th place he goes, looking for a quality finish there. Sui trying to get the other British Haas driver, Possible Bacon. Possible not actually going to defend him. Sui's got the inside lined up, and they're going to be wheel to wheel to enter turn 1. And Detail goes up ahead of his teammate Super Ninas, and Sui actually backs out. Doesn't want to get over aggressive there. Maybe he's seeing all these drivers lose it and doesn't want to be the same. Now Will's going to let Possible Bacon go through, and I think Possible Bacon's going to come back on the racing line, and he is going to make it hard, as very hard as he can, on Sui to go through. Now Sui's trying to get some traction, but just can't. Will Lance is just slowing him up enough, and now, decided to back out, didn't want to commit for Lesmo. Will's doing as much as he can to try and hold up Sui and allow Possible to go up the road. Defends the inside line into Ascari. Now Will goes off, and Possible struggling through Ascari as well. Sui has a couple positions set for the taking here, and now he's going to line up the outside line, as does Held. And these Hasses must have some damage, and Hash has followed through, and he's going to get Will as well. So Hash looking to pick up some positions here late on. Now both these drivers got to try and just get through Impossible Bacon first before they battle each other out. But I don't think that's in the nature of Hash, as he goes down the inside line on Sui, and Sui is edged out. And a little bit of contact between these two drivers, and that may be it for these guys' attempts to try and get past Impossible Bacon. Hash got very aggressive into turn 1, and Sui was forced to back out. Now Will Lance is going to try and get a position back on Detail. But Detail has the racing line into the turn, and Will is forced to back away. Now Super Ninas, the other Alpine, is just behind Will Lance, and this battle's really tight. But this later battle is very tight. Ryan Rod still within 2.5 seconds to Mystic. Mystic is just putting in some consistent laps. Ryan Rod just can't quite close the gap. Look right now, at Hash, sorry. He lines up the inside line, but Hash just sends it deep around the outside and gets that position. Yeah, Mystic is somewhat in his own race today. Ryan Rods hasn't been able to fight him all too much. He had a chance at the beginning of the race, and he had a chance, and then he wasn't able to get him through the safety car. It looks like he's putting in some pretty quality times here now. He's 1.1 seconds back of Mystic. Not sure what happened to Mystic. He is saving a lot more ERS than Ryan Rods. Ryan Rods is looking to put in his final charge. Just outside a second to Mystic Joker now. Mystic is going to use some ERS to try and open up that gap to Parabolica. Sui has caught back up to Impossible Bacon here. So Sui might be able to get a 9th place finish quite yet. I don't think he's going to be able to get Hash up ahead. Actually, Hash has a penalty, so Sui is potentially looking at 8th place right now. And Ryan Rods actually just stole fastest lap away from Mystic Joker, and does Mystic Joker have enough in the tank to take that back? Heading to Parabolica. Sui so very close to Impossible Bacon, can't line him up. Impossible goes a little bit deep through Parabolica, and Sui's going to try and sneak up the inside line. Really tough here. Can't get too heavy on the throttle, and yes, he does go down the inside. He's got Impossible Bacon and the inside line now, but Detail, don't count him out. He's in the slipstream. He's waiting for a mistake. One driver goes deep. Detail's just going to slip right into that position, and Sui is able to meet the apex on the inside line, goes up and over the sausage curb. Detail's forced to back out, and Sui can't get that position back. A little bit of snap of oversteer from Impossible Bacon, but Sui is unfortunately not able to take advantage of that, and that looks like that's Will Ann spun out there, and he drops back to 15th place. Oh, and Sui actually getting overtaken by Detail on the final lap. Or sorry, the second final lap. It's lap 27 to 27 for Mystic and Ryan Rods and Yolmir, but lap 26 for everyone else. But speaking of, can Mystic get fastest lap? Oh, he's gonna try and really push it. Ryan Rods stole those points away in the bitter end, just barely taking fastest lap as it stands right now. We're going to follow Mystic Joker here and see if he can set a purple sector. He's got to make up some time. Ryan Rod's still just sitting behind him, not allowing him to get too far away. And we're just finishing sector 2 here, and Mystic is 2/10 off of his time. I don't think he's going to be able to do it. Ryan Rods might have actually just stole that point there. As well, by doing so, I believe that makes it that so the difference is not as big for him coming second to Mystic winning this race. But we come over the line. We come around the final turn, and Mystic Joker celebrating with another win, 3 in a row, make it a turkey. Ryan Rods coming over second place with a very hard fought second place, as well as fastest lap as it stands right now. And Yolmir with a very respectable 3rd place. And another Williams driver will finish 4th in El Majaco. Just behind him is Cake Thomas. Cake going from 7th to 2nd, and then the 2 Mercedes finishing 6th and 7th. Hash looking like he's going to be able to take 8th with Detail too far back to fight him for that time penalty. Possible Bacon sits with a 10-seconder, but it should be taken away, and Sui's really trying to stretch the inside line, but Impossible does a good job and will come over for 10th. Now Sui does jump up like I said, but that time penalty will be coming back. and everyone will be jumping back to their positions before. So I'll call it as it is right now, but Sui in 10th, Super Ninas in 11th, Smith Powell 12th, JC Blackley 13th, Murphy Sully 14th, Impossible Bacon fitting, and I'll get the rest in a second. Mother Ellie, how long was I muted for? Because I honestly have no clue. I could have been muted for like a minute, and I could have been muted for an hour. For all I know, I swear. Oh my god. But alright, the final finishing order. I swear to god, if I was muted for a long time, I'm gonna hate myself. Mystic Joker, Ryan Rod, Yolmir, Jacko, Cake, Scavney, Helg, Hash, Detail, Sui, Super Smith, JC, Murph, Impossible, Will, Dace, Scuba, Jin, Matt. Last 3 drivers DNF'd. Oh my god, I'm actually... Please tell me, how long was I muted for? Maybe a minute. Okay, are you... Is that cap, or... Because I honestly, I just absolutely blanked out, so I don't even know if I... Okay. You're not lying to me. You're not just making me feel better, because if I was muted for a long time, I'm gonna be choked. Okay, promise you're good. Okay, thank you. Alright, give me a second and I'll get everyone in for an interview. Okay, just waiting for the final driver to get in here. Just waiting in here. We have 3 of the 4 drivers that we're looking to interview, and then we can get right to it. And then yeah, and that'll be another rendition of Midwest F1 League Thursday Division 1 racing. He is typing forever. What is taking him so long? Just yes or no. Are you in for the interview or not? Come on, dude. Let's see how the other races turned out here. Also, Division 1 seems to be the first one done. Okay, he's gonna come in, but he needs to be quick. But it's like, if you need to be quick, then let's get the interviews going. Everyone's waiting. Okay, there we go. So I can confirm the title that we do have Mystic, Ryan Rods, Yolmir, and Jacko with the hardest charger. But anyhow, it was a fun race, honestly. Monza in the wet was pretty good. I mean, Monza in the dry offers more overtaking and whatnot. Mistakes took place. Drivers lost lots of points, and some drivers gained many points. Hash was able to work himself back up into some solid points, scoring positions. And Yolmir with the, like I said. Now I called it though. I said it's a surprise podium, but or he can surprise podium, but we know that he can't do that, so it's not a surprise anymore. But if we don't think about it, then he'll podium. And you know what? I didn't really think about it. I tried not to give him screen time, and I tried not to say, hey, I only said it like once, hey, he's having a good race, and then I tried to drop it from there. So, I mean, he can thank me. We'll see. I'll bring it up when he gets into the interview, for Christ's sakes, which he still has yet to do so. Invite, please. Okay, so he hasn't done an interview since we switched it to a Discord call. Fair enough, okay. So I take back some of the anger that I was bringing out on him, but still. I expect nothing but greatness. Expect nothing but being on time. Simple as that. Even though I'm always, I'm not. If you watch the broadcast on Tuesday, I actually messed up and pushed us like 15 minutes back, so is what it is. But we're all ready to go here. I'll bring all the drivers in and we can get to some interviews. Okay. Mystic, just say something. No? Jacko? Are you there, Jacko? What is going on? Hello? Hello? Can you guys hear me? Hello? Okay. Okay, hey guys, sorry, that was on, I think that was on my end. What is that echo sound? Okay. I think we're all good. Can someone confirm for me that we can actually hear them this time? Because last week sucked. Because got everyone in for the interviews, and then had to kick everyone out for the interviews because we couldn't hear anyone. So, we don't hear them. Oh my god. What is going on? Just. At least someone does. Oh my god. Is that it? See, now it says it's picking up. You're picking up your voice on the Steam Labs here, but then for whatever reason, I don't know why it doesn't play it. Um, I got the. Fuck if I know. That's the thing. It said nothing. Yeah, no interview. Sorry, guys. Fuck. I'll watch some videos and I'll start punching things and maybe that'll work. Sorry again. Yeah, I'll get one of my buddies to help me out tomorrow. I've got a lot smarter friends than me, so. That's a good one. That's true. Yeah, that's true. Okay, well, yeah, you too. Well done, Yol. You did a really good job, man, honestly. Yeah. I I I called. Hmm. So I called it out very early that you're having a good race and that you do have sneaky podiums from time to time, but I'm not going to say that you're on for a sneaky podium because it's going to ruin it. So I tried not to give you any airtime. So you're welcome. No problem. Okay, guys. Well done. Sorry again. I'll get it figured out for next week, and hopefully I can make it up to you guys. See ya. Well done. And that's another rendition of these stupid bloody interviews don't freaking work. But yes, as you can see in chat, Division 3 podium is GSR Edwin, Guitar Man Khan, and Kit Petter. Go to the website. Like me? Live. I can't pull it up on my screen, unfortunately. I need like a separate I need a PC show. I can't show it off. I need a PC to show off the PC. It's complicated because it's like I have the PlayStation 5. Oh, you suck. I have the PlayStation 5 that streams to my PC that I use that to capture the video. Get a job, fuck you. I use that to capture the video, and then with my PC I use that video and then I put it up. But with another PC, you need a PC to stream to this PC, and then for this PC to take that video that this PC is sending it and then put it up there. I can't just take the PC's video and then send it up there. At least I don't know how to. I'm somewhat peacefully and challenged, so I've got friends that help me out. I'm good with PlayStations though. They actually asked me for help with their PlayStations. I can pull apart an entire PlayStation. And is there a web browser on PS5? You guys probably don't want to see what's on my web. I'm just kidding. I'll see, actually. That's a good point. I know there's one on PlayStation 4. All apps. TV and video, Twitch, app library. App library, I guess. I don't see one. No, it doesn't look like it. Everything's just going wrong. Everything's just crashing. Look at all this crap. Yeah. No. I apologize. Sorry, everyone. I'll be better. I've got nothing going on tomorrow, so I will spend some time and figure out this chicken shit bullshit that's happening. So thank you everyone for toughing this one out. Sorry we can't get to interviews. We will get to them soon. Maybe I should get like a light so I don't have to. I don't have like a Phantom of the Opera type thing going on here. But yes, sorry again. Hopefully I can get it for you next time. Thank you again for tuning in. I'm hoping everyone enjoying the streams and hanging out with me. I appreciate that. And as well as Mother Ellie and Juju, thank you for keeping the chat entertaining. So appreciate everyone. Zoolandy 2 days ago giving out a huge 5 gifted subs. So thank you for that. And yeah, you know what? I gotta stop thanking so much because it really does it's good to see that. But I know I can imagine it gets annoying time to time. But yes, you know what also gets annoying from time to time? Me plugging the YouTube and Twitch and Instagram and Twitter page. So be sure to go follow those on all your social media platforms. Midwest F1 League, and we will pop up on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube, go to Twitch and check us out and give us a follow there. Maybe a subscription if you like. If you don't want to, that's okay. As well, go check out MidwestF1.com for all your Midwest F1 needs. So with that being said, I'm hoping everyone's going to enjoy the rest of their Thursday and their weekend, and as per usual, all the videos will be on the weekend. So, thank you very much. I've been Crash McQueen. We've been the Midwest F1 League, and good friggin' night.